At any given moment, there are at least 5.3 million working age adults experiencing poor mental health, including stress, depression, anxiety, and burnout. As a result, it's estimated that UK businesses lose up to £56 billion a year due to lost productivity, absenteeism, and staff turnover. Managers often bear the brunt of this problem as they are at a crossroads within a business, tasked with delivering on the financial objectives of the board, while simultaneously using their people skills to get the most out of their teams. This compromise is exacerbated further because in many cases, conversations about mental health in the workplace either don't happen on a regular basis or feel unnatural when they do. And so in this video, I'm going to give you 10 examples of techniques that you can use as a manager to normalize the conversation about mental health while building a healthier, more engaged workforce with a reduced cost of absence. We can use barriers to ensure confidentiality, avoid inappropriate relationships, and facilitate a healthy work-life balance. They also encourage individuals to be more reflective and take proactive steps to protect their own well-being. You could start with small adjustments, such as how your team members manage their diary in order to take an uninterrupted lunch break. Or go one step further by encouraging a more mindful relationship with technology in the evenings so that they can switch off, get a good night's sleep, and turn up as the best version of themselves the next working day. People in our lives pay more attention to our actions than they do our words. Thinking about the shadows we cast and the examples we set at work and at home helps to align our words with our actions and makes it easier to build trust with the people we lead. Speaking of trust, it's unlikely that individual team members will feel comfortable opening up if they don't believe you are genuinely there to help. To do this, they need to feel understood and accepted for who they are as individuals, independent of their job title, performance, or how long they've been in the business. Empathy fuels connection and is the result of maximum engagement, understanding, and a genuine intent to put yourself in the other person's shoes and improve their situation. Being more aware of our own conscious bias and how it might impede our ability to actively listen and apply objective reasoning to the situation of a colleague or team member is one way we can practice being more empathetic. Normalizing the conversation around mental health is like making a hot drink. If there's too much pressure, even something as simple as boiling the kettle could prove difficult. In the kettle, water molecules would struggle to escape under increased pressure. They would struggle to let off steam. Reducing the time it takes to connect people to the help they need is key to recovery. As a manager, you should make it your business to be aware of your organization's pathways to professional help. Internally, this could include your network of wellbeing champions or an employee assistance program. Externally, websites like the Hub of Hope provide a directory of mental health service providers based on relevance and proximity. Another way to reduce stigma is by giving your team the tools to identify and understand the signs of poor mental health in themselves. Models such as the stress container, which we use in mental health first aid, provide the individual with a visual reference point for their own resilience in order that they can take proactive steps to prevent mental health from becoming a problem. You've also got mood elevators, the window of tolerance, the cycle of grief, and the Yerkes-Dodson curve, all of which have their individual use cases to help your team improve their ability to self-regulate, navigate change, and balance their relationship between stress and performance. Think about how you can use your position to make the lives of your team easier. Bearing in mind that if an employee is showing the signs of poor mental health, they may not be in a position to ask for help or have been aware that it was available to them in the first place. As a manager, consider what small adjustments you could make to their day-to-day workload or task allocation. Vicarious trauma is the notion that through continuous exposure, you can start to identify with the traumatic experience of another. The same, however, is true in reverse. In other words, you do not necessarily need to be directly involved in order to guide an employee to the help that they need. Don't be afraid to lean on the experience of another team member who may have a better aptitude for building rapport and having supportive conversations. For every £1 invested in mental health and well-being, employers receive £5.30 back in increased productivity and reduced absence. You could invest in well-being workshops, provisions for physical activity, or training that gives individuals the confidence to spot the signs of poor mental health while using supportive conversations to guide those who need it towards appropriate professional help. If that's of interest, click or tap the screen just here to learn about the different types of mental health first aid course and, more importantly, which one is right for your team.